Yes, complex kind of trauma, being exposed to different, multiple, and variable kind of traumatic events. Like social life, you have events to talk about. Financial life, you have different events to talk about. Home-wise status, family-wise, maritally, academically. In every area, everything is just jamming themselves together, giving you kind of events back to back that makes you feel like as if you're fortunate in life. That can be very, very, very alarming. It can be very discouraging and all. But I've come today to tell you that you have trauma doesn't mean that you cannot heal. How, like I said yesterday, an example, I've just certain examples of the trauma. The first definition I gave yesterday was the response you give to those kind of events. And today again, I learned again that those kind of events too can be termed as trauma. And it could be rape, it could be molestation, malhandling. I've seen a case where a father a father figure stripped a girl naked to beat her. A girl that is as old as 18, 19, 20 years. Beating her naked, all because her parents, their parents, did not could not entrust their children to their family's care, but they saw you as a religious leader and they entrusted their children into your care because they were not going to be around for some time. And so for every offense, there was a torture. And for every vices that those kids went into, there were two, especially the guy. It was the children of the clergy that introduced them to it. But as it is painted, these children were painted to be the ones teaching their own children as the clergy. And it is amusing because it was very, very traumatic. The children that were staying there too, that had their parents around, the way they were treated was different from the way those that didn't have their children around were treated, especially if the parents were not well to do, were not the kind that they could ask you or question you why you are treating their children like that. You get that kind of thing. So people know who to treat and go away with it. People know, you get. I came across a particular video today. I'm trying to remember his name. Elliot. I don't remember his Andy Elliot, talking about his experiences as rich friends when he was younger. They would pack all of them. Maybe they're together in a house or something. Pack all of them. The parents of those children would behave like as if, okay, let us go and drop everybody in their individual houses. They would drop him first, not knowing that they were trying to avoid him because he was relatively poor compared to them. They were all rich except him. So they would drop him off first. You later discover that after they drop him off, it's always the one they always had to drop first. So when they drop him first, they take the other children to shop, to go for eat out and all that. By the time we discovered, in fact, the person that was very co-podcasting with him or whatever was giving a kind of reaction that wow. He said it was good. Though in retrospect it was bad on him. The school people, so when he was in school, they termed him as a bad boy. So he felt since I was called a bad boy, let me come become a bad boy. And so it was this kind of trauma can be termed as a complex one because at home, maybe his colleagues' parents too were also behaving to him. Even amongst families, we're seeing different people, certain examples of even their close relatives treating them badly. And he said that taught him self-resilience. That taught him a lot of things, independence, trying to fight for his life and making sure that his parents would be proud of him and he will be able to give to his own children what his own parents couldn't give to him. And this happens everywhere. I've had my own share about life too. One in particular, parents of a friend had to call me a thief. And one thing I've learned, that story can be used to learn another lesson. When this particular friend of mine was duping her parents, collecting more than, when you hear you collect money for dictionary, and they used to use it to play. You collect money for dick, collect money for Sean, collect money for na, collect money for re. It was sort of something like that. By the time it was like I was trying to ask to be paid for a particular service, and they were trying to push me to say the amount of money I wanted to collect, and I had to just say something, and I was termed a thief. The parent of a child will always pick his child, no matter how good another child is painted or how bad his or her own child is painted. That was what I learned there. And it is good because I had to look beyond that. I had to know that yes, I had to work for myself. I had to build the wealth that didn't accord me the kind of circle that I would have been if it was not the way it's played out with my family. So trauma, like I'm trying to set an example, could be different things. It could be abuse from those that your parents were subjected to. I'm trying to talk from the mindset of Nigerian and a regular African. Definitely it would expand to be an open-ended traumatic fill in the gap. If we are watching from a different part of the world, it could be drug abuse, it could be just ranting, getting angry, temper control, it could be drugs, any small argument, you pick up a gun and want to shoot. It expresses itself in different ways. You wanting to get married to get out of pressure from home, and getting her to marry would you think it will save you from what you are experiencing at home. It could come in different means. It could come in different ways. It could be that you're experiencing pressure and you want to say, okay, let me go and do blood money ritual, or let me go and do this and that just to get out of this. You just feel that there is one hard, another hard. Being poor is hard, being rich is also hard. So let me just be rich so that I will be able to choose my heart. But the way you get rich also speaks a lot. So different areas of life with different challenges can bring different kinds of traumas. So I hope I've been able to really bring out what trauma is. Trauma can come through different means. It could be unintentional from the perpetrators, and it could be oblivious. It could be that they're just trying to protect themselves from the trauma they were coming from, not knowing that the fact that you are trying to exit from one trauma, if not properly exited, you can create another trauma for yourself and for those that you are reacting to. So it needed to be addressed.